This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel today. And you know what? This is one that every time I ask for your questions or you guys seem a little bit curious, this is the number one question you go to is, should the Oilers buy out Milan Lucic? And I mean, this has been covered every which way to Sunday by the national media, the international media, whatever you want to say at this point. And realistically, to this point, I have yet to see an actual argument on why buying out Milan Lucic, if at all, helps the Oilers. Because today I'll break down the numbers. I'll also break down the numbers on an Andre Sekera buyout, so stick around for that, because I'll show you why, honestly, everybody's looking at this backwards when it comes to Lucic being the contract to buy out as opposed to Sekera being the contract that, if you're going to buy anyone out, Sekera is the guy to buy out. Now, problem being, let's first off go over to the Oilers team roster on Cap Friendly. This is all Cap Friendly numbers I'm using. And you go down here to the buyout history, the penalization for next season, the 2019-2020 season. You've got Benoit Pouliot. Hey, remember him? Yeah, we're still paying him $1.33 million next year. So right off the bat, if you're thinking buying out anyone's a smart idea, think again. Now, even better yet, oh my goodness, this is where it gets really good. Better yet, we're paying Eric Gryba $300,000 next year. Can you believe that? Yeah, we're paying Eric Gryba $300,000 to not play, I don't even think, in the NHL next season. So that's a little confusing, that's for sure. So we've got two buyouts on the ledger for next year totaling $1.633 million. And then you've also got 2020-2021 in which you're still paying Benoit Pouliot $1.33 million. So now, if you allow me to get my math correct here and choose the right image, and bang, we'll just like that, and this image is probably going to be way too large. We'll get it downsized a little bit here, and actually I'm going to upsize it quite a bit, and I'm going to poke my head over top. So you see the Milan Lucic numbers right here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to downsize this just a bit. There we go. Right down the middle. You guys should be able to see that better than I can see it. So for Milan Lucic, this is the buyout details. He's got the salary remaining of $7.5 million. The signing bonuses is where the sticking point with the buyout is. $11.5 million with 4 years remaining. And that is the disaster. The actual cost is $625,000. So that's where you end up going down for the next 8 years with that $625,000 for the final 4. But you see, year number 1, yeah, okay, you can argue year number 1's an alright deal. Oof, man, we save almost $2.4 million in salary by buying out Milan Lucic. That's almost a no-brainer. But then you have to look beyond 1 year. If you're looking at getting rid of Milan Lucic, it is all about looking beyond just this year, right? So $3.625 for this year, if he were to be bought out, that's what we'd be paying him. That's the cap hit we'd be taking for him. Now, the cap hit for 2021 is, well, $5.625 million. What did you really achieve? What in the hell did you go out and achieve by buying out Milan Lucic? Absolutely nonsensical stupidity to buy him out. That's realistic. That is the way the contract is structured. It is buyout proof. That is Peter Chiarelli doing an absolutely team-breaking friendly deal to his former player in Milan Lucic. That's all this is. That's all it ever will be. That's the only way to break it down, is this contract 100%, if the Oilers want to succeed down the road, is buyout proof. 100%. You look at the next year, $4.125 million. So now, 3 years removed from having Milan Lucic last play a game as an Oiler, we're still paying him $4.125 million. How in earth does that at all make sense to make that move? And then the next year after that gets even worse yet again. $5.625 million. Guys, that is just absolutely terrible. That would be the stupidest, most brain dead thing any Oilers general manager could possibly do ever. So when you see these crazy trade rumors for Milan Lucic, where you're saying we'll take back Eriksson, we're just doing anything, because honestly, there is no better option. A buyout is absolutely the dumbest avenue the Oilers could take to solve the Milan Lucic number. You see this again? Okay, 3.625, 5.625, 4.125, 5.625, and then for 4 years, after we should have quit paying him $6 million initially, we're still paying a cap hit of $625,000 for him 4 years after his contract should have expired. That's absolutely the dumbest thing possible to do. I'm sorry, there's no other way to put it. Buying out Milan Lucic at any point during his contract dooms the Oilers worse than it could help them. And the thing is, you know what? You trade Milan Lucic for a 7th round pick. I don't care if he goes and scores 80 points the next year. You got rid of that cap hit, and that's what counts. So if you're Ken Holland, you just fire sale. I mean, the first guy to offer you some stupid European kid who will never play an NHL game like Robin Norrell, and you've got a guy like, I don't know, 7th round pick or something. Some kid that you can pick up in the draft for a stupid pick as well. Do it. Absolutely. Put pen to paper. Get that deal signed and get Lucic out of town, because there is no better option. Playing him's not a good option. Letting him sit at home's not a good option. Buying him out's not a good option. The only good option is taking absolutely flat out nothing for him and just getting him off the books to some sorry sap of a team that wants him. That's the only option we have as the Edmonton Oilers trying to get rid of Milan Lucic at this point. Now, when you're trying to save some cap space and you're looking at this a million ways to Sunday and you can't figure out how the Oilers can do it via a buyout, the next reasonable option, this one right here, I'll get this right at the bottom of the screen, is Andrej Sekera. So the reason why this one makes 100 times more sense than buying out Lucic is simply the cap savings. Even though you pay him $1.5 million, you end up saving $3 million on the cap for the next 2 years, and then you end up saving a total of $3 million cap hit total. Whereas with Lucic, you'd save what? 2.5? You see what I mean? You get it done. And this is done in 4 years instead of 8 years. That's the kind of deal this is. This by no means is a good idea either. This is just a comparison of everybody looks at buying out Lucic as such a problem solving. Oof, poof. Our problems disappear by buying him out. No. Our problems disappear a lot quicker by buying out Andrej Sekera, and that's somehow stupidity to even do that. So that is the problem. Buying out Lucic, not a good idea. Buying out Sekera buys us some space, but buys us years of contracts still to be paid for 2 years. It's ugly. It's absolutely ugly, and that's the problem. Is it doesn't totally make sense to do it. And that's the question you have to ask yourself. How, like, for $3 million in cap hit savings over the course of the next 2 years, is it worth it to pay Sekera $1.5 million for 2 years after his contract expires? I really don't. If you're looking at doing anything when it comes to Milan Lucic or Andrej Sekera, straight up fire sale him. And I'm not saying, I've been critical and I've been banging on the desk for a trade of Andrej Sekera. Don't get me wrong, but Andrej Sekera is not the worst Oilers defender possible. We've had a lot worse over the years, guys. And to think that we could possibly solve it by buying him out would be not a good idea. Just the same as Lucic. There's a lot better ways to solve the problems than buying out any more players at this point. Benoit Pouliot, Eric Gryba, costing us $1.6 million of our cap hit next year. That is costly enough. There is no reason to doom ourselves further like we did with Pouliot to begin with coming down the pipe. It just doesn't make sense. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I have nothing more to say on this. I'll talk to you in the comments if I have anything else to say. I want to hear your thoughts. I broke it down. The math is simple. Stupid, less stupid, still stupid. Don't do it. Guys, I will catch you, as always, in the next one.